Our 1969 Dodge Charger General Lee. So this one was a factory Hemi orange car, interestingly enough, but it was converted over to be one of the stunt cars in the 2005 movie. And so, you know, amazingly, when that car came down, it actually held up pretty well, and I think a lot of it has to do with the inner structure.
Yeah, it did.
As messed up as the car was, that's why it ended up at Graveyard Cars, because that's what we do. We restore dead cars and bring them back to life. They just haven't all been shot out of a cannon.
A little water would be great.
If you recall, we had a
Water would
hard
be
time
awesome.
back
I could
then
do it with
getting
water.
anything done in the shop. You remember why?
Yes, I do.
Besides for equipment, we had we had other
Yes, I do.
problems staying on task.
Well, once again, it's Darren and myself left to do all the work together. And
usual.
Mark and Royale are off looking at some new building or something like that. I don't know. Anyways, they're gone. They're not here. They're playing patty cake. And now we're getting the tires pumped up on the General Lee car. And, you know, we're going to get this puppy wheeled around to the other side, get it up on the bend pack. And if they don't return here soon, Darren and I are just going to start disassembling this thing on our own.
Lift it up!
And you know, when it comes to my old friends, and it was a little bit like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? So I buy him equipment, like a forklift, let's say, for example. But you have to know how to use the forklift and have the desire to use the forklift.
Nobody wanted to use it because the brakes didn't work.
That's a secondary note.
Oh.
Josh,
I can't tilt it anymore.
there you go.
goes. Gee.
You know, when we needed help again, Mark was not anywhere to be found. I found out later he went to look at a new building. He should maybe, you know, take care of the building he's got right now instead of looking for a new building.
This thing's done. We're not using this. We're gonna push it the old-fashioned way. If you don't want to help, go home.
The wisdom has not kicked in yet for Josh, so he's still operating on just strength. This is the hardest way we could have done this in the world, isn't it?
Just cut it to the left, Darren.
Trying, okay, buddy.
So if you recall, when you and I actually came over here to this building, while we were gone looking at the building to make a decision if our company could move forward and this would be the right business decision, what was supposed to be happening?
They were supposed to be getting the car around and into the shop and being disassembled.
Disassembled is good. Didn't get disassembled. Why is the car not a part? Here's the thing, I'm not a detective. If I was, I'd probably be Columbo, right? The bumbling idiot that always solves the crime. But it doesn't take an hour to push a car around. We were gone for an hour. Why is the car not a part? And why haven't to come back and find out that that's all they had managed to get done?
He did not want to use the forklift and bring it over here, so we had to push it over by hand.
Yeah, that forklift that we have,
No,
that's
we could
gonna
use
kill
it.
somebody, man.
Well, I mean, I drive it every day, dude.
It's
We've
like
been
a
gone
full
an
meal
hour.
deal while you were gone.
You want to say I'm fat? Say I'm fat. Get it all out.
You're fat.
Great. I'm overweight. I need to
And
eat
you're
a
a
salad.
boy, you know.
We got problems. Me and
You look
Royal.
like a turd. You look like a turd floating in the toilet.
Yeah.
He's got a mole on his face.
Yeah, this is great. But let's not forget, you've had the thing for an hour and you haven't even started working on it yet. So the ritual of insanity back then was always the same. No matter how hard you tried to approach this situation, find out what happened calmly and rationally, the first thing is Josh would start screaming, and then Darren would start cheering him on. And
You were
then
the bad guy.
I was the bad guy. It would start escalating. It would go from, hey, I wonder what took so long, to I'm going to kill you in your sleep. I mean, it seems like there should have been something in between those
That's
two.
a little insane.
Doesn't leave you anywhere to go.
When you get all of us in a room together, there's going to be conflict. And it's easy for Mark to rile Josh up. And then Mark always gets Royal going also. Me, I'm usually the calm one.
You guys.
What did I do?
Royal, you've done it.
Give me your microphone.
Seriously?
Give me your microphone. Turn it off. You know, Royal grew up with me. We were about 12 when we met, and so he's known me my whole life. And you know that my job is to build people up and make them think anything is possible.
You do a great job.
Yeah. So anyway, you can see why it's so surprising to me when I have that kind of a pushback, when I'm really just there to build them up and make them think anything's possible, right? I'm trying to give them the wind beneath their wings, not to go all Bette Midler on their but you know what I mean?
Bette Midler?
Most people don't.
You know, Mark wanted to have a tune-up talk with us, so he takes us over in the corner and starts chastising everyone except myself. He said, Royal and Josh, you need to be more like Darren and not be a troublemaker. You know, he said, look at Darren for leadership and not himself. to be more like me. And everything seemed to go pretty good after that.
What did you say?
Well, thank you for asking. I told them that if they didn't get their act together, I was going to shove a fistful of Mentos up their ass and give them a Diet Coke enema. Ooh. So now we're getting ready to start disassembling the 1969 Dodge Charger from the Dukes of Hazzard movie. This is the actual freeway launch car. This is a really cool, it's got a great backstory on it. Hazzard Productions had actually ordered the car to be built by a gentleman back in the Midwest. This particular car has some reinforcements in it so that it would have survived that big jump that you see at the end of the movie. We're gonna try to take those out carefully, clean them up, straighten them out, and put them back in as the car's getting restored. So right now, this is kind of a fun part. We've been looking forward to doing it for a while, and the guys are actually in a really good mood, and everybody's getting along really well right now. So looks like a new day at Graveyard Carz.